half. They gave up 3 second half goals, and which led to their defeat. They have not been able to get a complete match since the competition has commenced for this second time around this year. But it's quite exciting stuff. But let's look forward to another exciting encounter between these two teams this afternoon. Two teams I think pretty evenly matched. We trust that we look forward to some exciting football this afternoon, Vidya.
Yeah, certainly it is. First Citizens in the green outfits, the green tops at least. They're up against their opponents, National Insurance Board of TNT. They're in the black outfits. Then IBTT, they'll be attacking the goal to our left, and First Citizens going the other way. First Citizens coming off a narrow 3-2 loss to Eastern Credit Union. ECU getting their second 3-2 win against them last week. As for NIBTT, they drew 1-1 with RBC last week, and both of those teams struggling in the competition, and that's the situation with these two teams. NIB at the bottom of the table on just a 1 point. As for First Citizens are up in 7th place, and they get us underway here. So they get us underway, and we are on the start here for First Citizens, attempting to get the better of the exchanges early here. Very important to settle well. This is not the easiest of surfaces here at the O'Mera campus of UTT.
It certainly isn't, and having had those torrential downpours last week, it is still a little bit damp, so to speak, and as we stated earlier, there's not that smooth movement off of the pitch, the ball, and definitely if you're going to be looking to make those inside runs and to with a little bit of skill, you're going to have to be very careful because you don't want to get yourself into a tangle there and experience any kind of hamstrings or any kind of twisting of the legs or anything like that. So both teams are going to have to be quite careful nonetheless this afternoon.
And I'm sure that the officials will be aware of that. Colin Smith is the man in the middle for today. Colin Syriac and Fidela Ramirez are the two officials in with assisting him. Here's an early clearance that has gone straight to Henry here for NIBTT. And that's knocked into the space here. He was expecting the run of Bisnat to get in through it, Naeem Bisnat, but Bisnat was certainly not anywhere close to it. So NIBTT, they really have struggled in this competition here. There's their keeper, Dukausi, who certainly would have been in the between the sticks at secondary schools level. I remember him, I believe it was for QRC or several years ago, quite a few years ago, in fact, more than 10 years. So obviously still in the game here. NIBTT, they've had 2 losses and a 1 draw so far in their first 3 games. As for First Citizens, they also, similar record, 2 losses and 1, but they do have the 1 victory to go with it for them.
Pretty exciting stuff for both teams, looking this afternoon to get the better of each other.
Certainly NIBTT would be the team that's looking, really do need a win here, because a win for them could lift them as high as 5th place in the table. That's how much they can go up the table if they get that victory here today. But when you're at the bottom of the table, and as you know, when the luck's against you, as we say in Trinidad, wet paper can cut you.
Can cut you, definitely. And they are going to be looking to better that record this afternoon. I'm sure that they came out this afternoon with good intentions, you know, well poised to get the better of their opponents, and let's see what happens.
Looking for Bisnat there, but Astral Edwards was in the way. Now here's an overlapping run, and they've seen the other Edwards in there. He's getting the cross in. Oh, that's almost turned into his own net. He got the left foot across and made the stop, but that one could so easily have gone into the back of the net. Here is Bisnat getting that one forward, and now goes on a run here. He clashing there with Castellano. Here's Edwards, that's Astral Edwards. There are 2 Edwards on the park here for First Citizens. A real battle on the far side. Simon comes up with the ball and gets it out towards his NIBTT teammate. There's the skipper, Jack, with it. Simon forward again. Looking for the run of Jack. Can he get the cross in? He does. Towards the back post. Great cross. Oh, is that a handball? Yes, it is. And that's going to be a penalty. Clear handball straight into the arms of the defender. And the referee has had really no choice here but to point to the spot. That was as clear as day.
That was a brilliant cross that came in there. And as you said, the referee was in the right space at the right time. And having seen what happened there, he had no other decision to make, quite clearly. That's a handball. And NIB is up with the first strike. Let's see who's going to be stepping up to take this penalty. Looks like they're number 58.
Yeah, it says Sebron is the man who's going to take it here.
Stepping up there confidently.
Well, he does look like he's a big guy, very much. If he were in boxing gloves, I'd put him in the light heavyweight category, perhaps.
Certainly.
Let's see if he packs a light heavyweight punch here. Here's Sebron with the penalty, and he's put it past the keeper. And there is the lead for the opposition. And NIBTT have the lead early here. It was a well-worked move that came across. The attempted cross straight into the arms of the defender. And unfortunately, he really couldn't do much about that because it certainly was what the referee would call an unnatural position of the arm. So he really had no choice but to call that.
None at all.
Yeah, as a penalty.
None at all. And it was a good ball that came in there. A very good cross, aiming for that back post there, and a very good cross, and which led to the first goal. So NIB are up with the first goal. Let's see if they can hold on to this lead this afternoon, Vidya.
Yeah, Shaquille Edwards was the defender who handled the ball, and I say handled the ball, but really there was nothing much he could have done. He had no opportunity to get his hands out of the way, and unfortunately hit him straight on the hands, and that is the penalty called by Colin Smith, and no complaints about that at all.
None at all.
Jones there turning with it, and so an unexpected lead here for NIBTT, but I'm sure that they, in their planning, would be very pleased to get that lead early here. So NIB trying to get themselves out of some trouble here. This one has found its way across here to Bisnath, and he's gone off on a run here. Can he keep this one in play? That's certainly going to stay in play here. This one's crossed in towards the center and headed away. And Edwards does well to collect that one and calmly walk it away from danger here for First Citizens. Oh, that's some fine control up in front there for First Citizens.
Good bit
and what a ball that is from towards Edwards. Edwards has some space here. Can he drive across in? He does. Looking for one on the back post. Allen was peeling away there, but couldn't get to him. So far, nice open field to the game already.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I like the tempo. I like the tempo with which NIB has come out with. They seem very much composed, getting their passes in, ensuring that they get the ball swinging on either side of the park. There's good balance in the midfield, having those players there, ensuring that they do a proper job in the midfield. The defense seems to be standing pretty much impregnable, and they're doing a very good job this afternoon. It's all to play for this evening.
Well, they don't actually look like a team that should be at the bottom of the league here in IBTT. I guess the problem might be fitness, which we've seen from several of these teams.
Yes.
And this league, of course, has been around for a long time. It did benefit over the last couple of seasons from the presence of players from the TNT Pro League, players that were not able to exercise their trade because of the COVID-19 restrictions. Here's one played towards the back post here. Chance here for Edwards if he can get this one onto the left foot. That one's poked in towards the box. Still alive here. The shot finally comes in, and they can't just blocked by the defender. And that one drifts over the line for a throw in. But really, the league really did benefit from the COVID-19 period. A lot of players from the Super League and the Pro League. Here's one that's crossed in towards the far side. Chance here for First Citizens perhaps to get back on target. But Jack is there to sweep that away for NIBTT. Bisnath was hammered there by Edwards, who's already had so much frustration in the short life of this game already.
He certainly has. He certainly has. And luckily, this Bisnath seems to be a pretty young player, very strong, adrenaline flowing and pumping there. So he got back up from that heavy hit there. So it's good to see both teams trying to again get into this match. NIB managing to put the first one away, and First Citizens playing from the back now.
Certainly, these two teams mentioned the benefits of the COVID-19 period, Super League and Pro League players, but now with the TNT Premier League season coming about, well, of course, a lot of those players would have gone back to their professional outfits. Now here they, with the Pro League closing up again, well, there might be a chance for some of those players to come in as guest players. So we'll see which teams will be able to restructure and improve their ranks going forward. Right now, here's Edwards looking to get sweep one out towards the right. That's well tackled away. And the man on the far side there, De Gazon, was robbed of it. Yeah, a bit of discussion at the back there between the First Citizens defenders. Sebron is making a real nuisance of himself there with those, he's just on the back of the defenders. Bisnat has a chance here. He and Edwards clashing again. Bisnat is free. Bisnat has the keys to the city here. Can he get the cross in? Sebron is inside. Sebron is, he's tried to, I'm not sure. I don't think that was a shot on goal. That could not be a shot on goal.
That definitely didn't look that way. He certainly had the keys to the city there. You would think that he would have exploited that opportunity and tried to get a little closer to the goal. Unfortunately, that one went waywardly to the back of goal, and it's going to lead to a goal kick. But you mentioned that that we had a 2-year hiatus as a result of the COVID-19 there, Vidya. And indeed, lots of those players, as you said, would not have been able to ply their trade. Hence the reason this competition would have benefited from so many of them coming in here at this time. So, it's always a good opportunity for guys to get on the park, and to show their dominance, show their skill.
That's a nice move there by Jones to get round the defender. And have they won the corner? No, it's a goal kick.
Goal kick.
Despite the protestations there of Jones. And with the TTPFL ending last night in that really thrilling encounter, Defence Force 3-1 up by the 58th minute, and really Terminix and La Hawkita Rangers getting 2 goals late and pulling it back to 3-3, but Defence Force just too strong in the extra time period, getting 2 goals and winning that game 5-3. Now with that league coming to an end, we might see a few of those players coming back into this league.
Ushered back into the league.
But that's certainly something to see. I'm sure that the team owners are already licking their chops to get guys back in here.
Of course. You want to make sure that you have a strong outfit on the park every time.
Yeah, the smorgasbord is now open, as they say. Yes, for Citizens, and they have a pretty good team here, but they haven't been able to get on the score sheet just yet. They have conceded the 5th minute goal from the penalty spot to Sebron. That's the only big action in the game so far. We're almost up to the 12th minute of this match, and so far in the KFC Interbank Football League, 1-0 into the NIBTT in the ascendancy so far already. That's a handball. And very similar to the handball that led to the penalty kick there. Colin Smith on spot to see that one.
Yeah. Again, both outfits this afternoon look pretty stable. For Citizens Bank, again, looking to try to exploit any kind of opening. This one comes in.
Yeah, that's headed away. That could be, it's headed down towards the player who was peeling off towards the near post, but his back was to the ball, and he just couldn't turn in time to get that one. NIBTT, that's going to be a foul. That's just in front of Colin Syriac on the far side of the field. An easy call for him. So that's going to be a free kick. De Gazon was the man who was bundling into the back of the NIBTT winger. Certainly.
And again, trying to ensure that they don't give anything away is First Citizens Bank. This one is going to lead to a spot kick for NIB, and I'm always excited to see how they take advantage of these spot kicks because again, you have an opportunity, not much pressure on you. I think if this is taken well, it gives you an opportunity to go up 2-0.
Yes, Jack, the captain, with the dead ball situation and straight into the back of the head of the First Citizens player. Didn't get that one away well. Now here's a possibility of a shot by Henry, but that's not a powerful shot at all and charged down easily. Now here's Simon, central defender, straight to Degazon. And Degazon has his hands full on the far side. Yeah, and that's played away. This game has been well attended. A lot of players, members out here for this. Here's the cross coming, and Dukowski is there to make the stop. And he does get play on the way here. A chance here for Daniel to stride forwards. Daniel now getting into a dangerous position with the right-footed shot. And that's off the body of the keeper and away for a corner. The referee has given the corner here. And Ralph there in goal for First Citizens. He really didn't know where his near post was. Like an opening batsman who doesn't know where his off stump is. He was scrambling there and then suddenly touched it out for the corner.
And that could have been costly for Citizens Bank, because having committed so many players forward, it's allowed for so much space again on this left-hand side to be exploited on this left-hand side. And again, not knowing where that back post is, that could have been a costly mistake on the part of First Citizens Bank that could have seen them go down 2-0.
Here's the corner taken towards the back post, not far away. That could have gone in. Well, and that one hit into the breeze, so it's always going to swerve a bit more. There's not much breeze, by the way, here. Just a gentle zephyr wafting across here at Utt O'Mera. But if that had swerved a bit more, that could have been an Olympico, as they call it, where you score directly from the corner.
Certainly. It's a very still evening this down here at the Utt O'Mera campus. Very still evening, a light breeze blowing across the pitch.
Well, Edwards took a knock there. You see that? Yeah, the breeze certainly not the most powerful, but earlier it was quite powerful indeed. Here's Sebron picking it up, and Sebron robbed of it by Edwards. That's Astral Edwards. Edwards waiting for it, and the player just, the other Edwards, just dwelling on the ball there, and finally it's swept clear. That one, well, the central defender Chang had oodles of time to get forward to get that one away into safety. Well, the First Citizens players are not too happy, I tell you, with Colin Smith at the moment. But Smith he has called that one for First Citizens, and I think they felt that there should have been a card involved in that tackle.
They certainly feel so. I don't think they've been that happy about very much since the commencement of this game. The frustration of not being able to get the ball in the back of the net is very telling.
Well, that one's it's knocked up by Dukowski. That was dangerous there.
Dangerous indeed.
He almost presented that to the man on the doorstep to him.
On a platter.
Fortunately, the invitation wasn't engraved quite as yet, so he was got away from him. Here is Dre, as they call him here, Daniel and Dre. Between those two players, that's a nice bit of work there. That's Edwards showing off some fancy passing. And again, Edwards off to the races here. Can't get to return pass. Here's Daniel. And Jack. Gives it up here to Henry. And that's off the body of the NIBTT player, Providence, and out for a... So there's a bit of a change in tactics here. What they've done is they have brought the NIBTT team. They have sent Bisnard across to the right-hand side. He's now campaigning down the right, and Daniel has been switched over to the left, as you often see with wingers in these tournaments. Here's Edwards. Not great control there by Castellano. Giving it up to the captain of NIB, that's Jack. Here is the man we mentioned a couple moments ago, Bisnard, now on the right-hand side. And very left-footed is Bisnard, so now he's been asked to play from the right, cutting in and perhaps get some shots in with the left foot.
Another tactical change by the coach there. He must have seen something that he think that that change will make a difference, and just swapping them on sides to give themselves a little bit more advantage.
Well, here's Bisnard again, looking for Sebron. Goal scorer Sebron, close attention there. And Bisnard is again fouled. He's seen quite a few inches of the turf here at Utt O'Mera. Yeah, he's been down on the ground several times. Here he is now, Bisnat, playing wide. Here he is, going on the left-hand side, but Degazon is quite a formidable opponent. And Degazon was expecting a call there, but nothing doing from the official who was allowing play to continue. Jack looking to get that all the way back. Here's the keeper. And knocks that one out. Well, that pass rather aimless there. Rather ambitious pass, looking for one of his players in the center of midfield.
I think he was aiming for the man Bisnat, but Bisnat was in nowhere or no position there to receive that pass. Quite ambitious.
Well, this one's knocked over. The keeper's after this, and is going to allow this one to trickle over the line. Good bit of work. But just about the halfway point of the first half, and the only moment of action here to report is a 5th minute penalty by Sebron that put NIBTT ahead 1-0. Sebron, the big man up in front, the number 58 for the NIBTT, has put them ahead from the penalty spot. Sent the keeper the wrong way, and that was easily put away. And the coaches for the two teams today. First Citizens coached by Abdullah Philip, the former Caledonia AIA player who is out there doing the business with his team. And at the other end, it is this one's played in, and that's headed down nicely there by Daniel. Back out here towards Providence. Providence has found Daniel once again. Daniel with the first time cross. It's a good one. Sebron is there, takes it down well, gets the shot off, and into the body of the defender. That was good work. Fine control there by Sebron. The big man showing a fine first touch.
An equally brilliant cross by Sebron there, getting that one in there. Daniel getting that one there into Sebron there, and just didn't get an opportunity to turn and finish with that one, but that was a very good pass coming in there.
Also some good work by Edwards to keep it alive here for First Citizens. And First Citizens, Castellano trying to get that one back. Here's Edwards again, battling with Daniel. He's regained possession here for First Citizens. And the other Edwards is free. That is a good shot on goal, but that was easy for the keeper. Dikowski was right under it and able to pull it down easily.
Another shot on goal for Citizens Bank, and they are showing their intentions, looking to get this equalizing goal. We're just about 21 minutes into this encounter, and they are looking to get back into this match here. NIB going ahead on the penalty.
Nice work there by Derek, but the pass didn't suit the approach work before that from the number 10 for First Citizens, Derek. Nice spin move to get away from the defender.
Brilliant bit of individual skill there. We've seen so much this afternoon, and that, we can appreciate that kind of football. The guys are showing that they have very much in touch with their footing. Very much pleased with that. Of course, they want to, show some of the Ronaldinho skill and that sort of stuff on the park, but it's quite commendable stuff from them.
Throw in for First Citizens, who I mentioned, coached by Abdullah Philip. Abdullah has had, this is his first coaching appointment to one of the teams in the competition here. He's also worked at national under 20 level and part of the Club Sando setup. Actually worked with Club Sando just last week. Missed out on the game last week as a result of his commitments to Club Sando, an injury here. Abdullah Philip also working under Angus Eve when Angus Eve was the Arima College coach. Angus certainly his fate, whether as a national team coach, certainly up in the balance at the moment.
It certainly is, and Abdullah having quite a bit of experience and being able to work with a player with the caliber and the kind of pedigree that Angus Eve possesses, it would have given him an opportunity to, come out here and help this outfit.
Well, the two Edwards is not linking up there. They're not on the same wavelength. That one was absolutely hammered down the line, And Astral Edwards is looking back at his namesake and wondering, where did that come from? He didn't find him at all. And Astral and Shaquille Edwards, he hasn't had the best of games so far. Edwards, that handled ball certainly has soured his evening so far. He has to put that out of his mind and get on with it here. But he's had some good moments in the game.
And you always find that when you go down to first goal like that, you know, the nerves are...
There's a shot! Oh, that's saved by the keeper. He was going one way and then suddenly the ball was going the other. And that's a nice foot save by the NIBTT goalkeeper.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it takes a lot of skill to do that, because when your body is already committed one way, it really has to, you know, the acrobatic ability there just to get his foot out just in front of that one. That could have been a goal there, first goal, an equalizing goal for FCB.
That's a remarkable save there by the goalkeeper, Dikowski. Now this one's swung in towards the far side, headed back into play. It's live here for First Citizens, and now they're going to run it clear. It's Daniel trying to get this one out. Bisnat is there, but that's not the best of deliveries to his partner out on the right. And Bisnat unable to keep that one in. But that was a sudden save there by Dikowski, who was going to ground, suddenly saw the ball bouncing at him. And that was a save with the left knee, if anything.
Certainly.
That was certainly a sensational save there.
The kind of stuff that Peter Cech would be proud of.
Yeah, Peter Cech and many of the goalkeepers who do those foot saves. David De Gea, the recently departed Manchester United keeper, would have been proud of that. Chance here for First Citizens. There's a player down, calls for the referee to call a penalty. He says no. First Citizens still have it here, just outside of the NIBTT area. They're trying to go on the break now. They need to get some acceleration in this attack, though. Here's Daniel. Sebrand, correction, is tackled out of it, still with NIBTT. Oh, and Jack just absolutely stroked that pass against the falling figure. Well, too far ahead of the falling figure of Bisnat, out for a throw-in.
And NIB holding on to this first half lead. They're looking to go into halftime, trying to ensure that they keep this clean sheet going in. A good opportunity for them, but by no means is First Citizens Bank going to sit back and allow them to get the better of them this evening.
So the attempts to play through the press here for First Citizens have been thwarted. Peters and Stevens at the back for them. There's Stevens getting the ball forward. And it's now the figure of Astral Edwards now down the left-hand side. He has switched places with Derek, the number 10, who is out on the right. There he is picking up the ball now and robbed of it immediately here. This is Providence getting it forward. And Edwards there doing well to get that one in front of Daniel. It's going to be a real task here to get past the big figure of Edwards. He's had his game has improved. Unfortunate start for him, but he has he's been very solid down the right-hand side here. Now he has to close in some space here, because there was a big gap developing between himself and the centre back. Luckily, Peters was there to make the stop.
And you hear the call there, too casual from his defenders, and that is exactly what you do not want. You don't want to be too casual in these situations.
Allen trying to get it on the left. Oh, that's a penalty. Allen brought down inside the 28th minute, and that is a penalty here for First Citizens. Allen trying to get it onto the left foot, just seemed to steal a march on the defender, and a really ill-advised tackle there, and he brought him down, and that is going to be a penalty for First Citizens.
And I think that's the big defender, James, there, bringing Allen down, giving First Citizens their first opportunity to equalize in this competition. Of course, you can see the defender there holding his head, because he knew that he had made a critical mistake bringing that player down. But a good bit of individual skill again, and let's see if First Citizens can sink this one home.
Jones with the penalty, and the previous penalty went to the right of the keeper. Let's see if he'll go the same way here. Jones, can he put his team back to parity here? Here's Jones with the penalty, and Jones has slotted it in the 29th minute of the game. And after 24 minutes of trailing here, First Citizens are back to parity. It is Jones with the penalty, 2 penalties so far in this first half, and it's 1-1. First Citizens striking back in minute 29.
And a brilliantly taken penalty there by the man Jones, bringing his team back to parity, getting his team back to parity there. Indeed, the defender making a meal of that and bringing the player down there, and we're back on par. So it's all back to squares this afternoon.
Well, NIBTT have to rebuild here. They were starting to be pegged back by First Citizens, who look the better of the two sides in terms of possession and in technical quality. And here's another opportunity for First Citizens. Castellano getting this one in. That's flicked on. It could fall here for the number 10, Derek. And Derek get with the pass in. And that is headed away at the last moment. Daniel now trying to run this clear for NIBTT. He does have Bisnat streaking in from the right side. Bisnat, and at the last moment, Sebron with the diagonal run just seemed to slip and hit the turf.
And that is exactly what we were speaking about. He was let down there by the turf, trying to make a turn there to get himself in position for that pass. But unfortunately, he slipped, and that pass just went waywardly.
Edwards with the crossfield pass. He's found Derek on the right-hand side. Derek running at the defender again, onto the left foot. Well, that's a rather wild-looking left-footed shot. That hit the outside of the left foot rather than the inside, which is where he wanted to drive it in towards that back post.
Quite ambitious shot there. I don't think that is where he wanted it. Ill-directed. Was probably looking to catch the keeper unawares there, but that one goes out of play. And NIB with the throw-in now, looking to get themselves back into this match after being rattled by that penalty, that giveaway there. They're going to be looking to get themselves up and ahead in this match.
Both teams using the inverted wingers here, and that has come in the last 20 minutes or so of the match, and it's starting to have some effects here. So in the last 10 minutes of this first half, and it's 1-1. First Citizens 1, NIBTT 1. They had that 1-1 draw last week. They certainly will want to get their first win of the competition. First Citizens have won one game. We did that game.
last few minutes. It's heating up as halftime approaches. We're just about past the 35th minute mark. Approaching there.
But again, on the standings, it is Republic Bank still leading with 9 points, with Eastern Credit Union just about 9 points.
Now, hello and good evening. Welcome to this KFC Interbank Football League match between Guardian Group and the team from Central Bank. Score, if you're just joining us, is 3-1. We want to apologize for all the technical difficulties we have had this evening. It's been Murphy's Law truly on this production, but we are pleased to bring this football match to you. We're in the 35th minute of this match. Mr. Gonzalez has a breakdown of the goals. Marere Gonzalez is my co-commentator. He'll let you know how things have unfolded so far.
Yes, certainly in this highly contentious and really competitive match, it is Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago leading, surprisingly, Guardian Group 3-1. The first goal scored actually by the captain of Guardian, and that's Raphael Critchlow. And from then onwards, it was just Central Bank by its captain in the person of Millet Adrian, who actually got a brace in the 7th and 18th minute. And then another item there later on by Kasim that carried him. It is presently at 3-1. So it's a very entertaining and highly competitive one, getting a bit physical. The match officials will certainly have to keep them in check. They're looking to see if they can get themselves in a better position on the table, especially Central Bank, that is in 8th position, while Guardian is holding down that position of 4th on the table as they're moving to the 5th rung here today at this beautiful facility here at UTT. Flag up by Keston Garcia. Late view there by the referee Tiba Phillips. His assistant referees Anika Harewood, number 1.
She did speak about the need for the referees to control this match. It is a very slippery surface, so any aggression would have to be put in check. These players don't want to inadvertently injure their opponents. It's been good stuff so far from Central Bank. Guardian Group haven't been terrible at all. They're just falling down on the defensive end. They did take the lead in the 14th minute. This is a great cross from Poon Lewis though, over to the far side. Back across. It's a shot. Ooh, and that was stopped. Shot coming in from Tariq Ransom.
Very good defensive work there.
And good shape.
Tremendously with his goalkeeper too.
And certainly very good shape from Central Bank so far. They did finish 8th last season. They only had 2 wins. Here comes Guardian Group. That is some good twinkle toe football. Trying a bit too much though. He should have just hit it. Probably the second time of asking.
And they're under tremendous pressure because as of now, since the very commencement of the game, it is just about maybe 7 shots on goal, either saved by the goalkeeper or very good defensive work there by Central Bank, who leads this one 3-1 at this point in time within the first half of this encounter.
Yeah, and Central Bank's last match may have been a great big wake-up call for them. They lost 8-1 to MIC.
I wonder what went on there. 8-1, that's quite a very interesting figure in the Interbank Football League. Not very many teams have been able to defeat another one with such an impressive figure.
Oof. Another athletic attempt from Poon Lewis. Tried one before, didn't connect. He's connected this time. Maybe the third one will go in. But Guardian not looking too poorly, said. Just need to get it together.
And this Poon Lewis seems to have, he's a torment in the defense there, and very athletic he is. And it's good when players are able to try their individual skills as he attempted to get that half bicycle across. It was floating, aimlessly over the bar, but at least the intention was a commendable one.
Yeah, Poon Lewis is better known for the long sleeves and gloves. Last line of defense. He's trying his hand at forward. not the first goalkeeper to want to strike. We've had players like Fabian Barthez and, of course, Manuel Neuer, who goes for a bit of a walkabout every now and again. Do have to be a special breed of person to be a goalkeeper, they say. This Guardian group comes the other way, looking for a way back in. Won't find it on that occasion. It's cleared. Almost taken there by Millet. Asking for a handball. It does come to Guardian group. It's eventually cleared. This is Ransom. Very lively last weekend. Prizing that roll. This ball is going to be a bit too long. This eludes the control there of, that was Jamal Giuseppe.
Goes out of play here for a throw-in. Not many throw-ins we have had thus far. Very highly strapped knee there by number 18 there for
Ricardo Tate, number 18. Does need some support. Call coming a bit too late. He's robbed. This is Critchlow to Poon Lewis. He's back inside for Ransom. Ransom has space. Thinks about it. A good pass. It's a good outlet. Ball back inside is repelled easily. Looking ball in the direction of Millet. Not the most mobile, but he does have two to his name. Those goals coming very quickly after each other. 21st and 29th minute for the lone striker for Central Bank.
And just moving into this fifth round, the first game in the doubleheader here this evening. It was the 9th place First Citizen up against Scotiabank. First Citizen leading, and just like last week, within the last 2 minutes of the game, Scotiabank was able to get the winning item and walked away with 3 points against First Citizen, so they're still struggling down on the bottom of the table. Just one from the bottom. They will still hold on to that 10th position.
Certainly a buffet of football available in this KFC IBFL 2023 season. Finger looking good, cross coming in here, and a woof!
Yes.
Great save.
What a beautiful cross it was. Timely, floating nicely and dangerously into the penalty area.
It's good eyes from Raphael Critchlow to just come off of his marker.
Did
Keeper.
quite well.
Yeah.
Very well.
It's well done from a man called Andre Jackie in goal for Central Bank. It's going to be Jack Poon Lewis. Can hit it. Accustomed hitting it 40, 50 yards upfield. This one will go into the 6-yard box. To no one in particular. No one attacking the ball really. This is Ransom taking responsibility. This is with Poon. Jack Poon Lewis is going to cross it again. Floater this time. Gets ahead on it. Keeper calls. Claims it. That is half time in this match. It's been a great first half, it has to be said. You haven't seen most of the action, but take it from us, it's been a very good first half, especially from Central Bank. How do you feel about it?
And while the spectators are here, I'm sure, just like us on this side here, we have been totally elated about what we saw from the both teams actually getting a bit physical within the middle of the first half, but nevertheless controlled by the match officials. But interesting game and very, very organized football we have seen by Central Bank, unlike what we had seen earlier on, and now they have the Guardian team on the back foot. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen into the second half, as they are now leading this one, that Central Bank, 3-1, moving into this second doubleheader here, halftime period of this KFC Interbank Football League 2023.
I just wanted to ask though, how do you feel about Guardian and how they will come out to approach the second half and what they can do to really get back into this match?
I suspect what they will need to do is to ensure that they complete, they tighten up on the last third. They are getting chances. Compliments and credit and kudos to the goalkeeper and the defense. They have certainly kept the Guardian team out thus far, except one, but they will need to be a little more consistent and put away the chances that they are getting. Otherwise, what we have seen thus far is at Central Bank, where the opportunities they've had have actually materialize those into goals, unlike what Guardian has done with the attempts and opportunities they had.
Do you get a bit overexcited if you're Central Bank? You would down 8-1 at the end of the last match that you played in this tournament. You're up 3-1 at half time. How do you feel about them and how they will approach the second half?
Well, I would want to believe that they're not familiar with the commencement of the season to be in this position, but they must have done some meticulous and careful organization, structure, and draw on the draw board, come back here and working towards ensuring that they get the vital points that are necessary. But it's still far from finish. It's 40 minutes of football into the second half. They will have to ensure that, not that they come totally defensive, but they will have to continue as strong as they are in the first half and ensure that with the counter-attack on Guardian, to see if they can maybe get another goal or two to even make it more difficult for Guardian to get back into this game.
Sage advice for both teams from an expert in his own right, Mr. Marrero Gonzalez. This is the KFC Interbank Football League. The score at half-time between Central Bank and Guardian Group is 3-1 to Central Bank. We'll be back with the second half.
Sports Stream TT. Never want to miss a moment of your child's sporting development? Sports Stream TT is an innovative sporting recording company which is in the eyes and ears of the parents, coaches, and sporting clubs. Contact us at 292-5357. Email sportsstreamtt@gmail.com or check us out on Instagram, Sports Stream TT. We can customize a package for you.
Central has been the most active of their strikers / striker goalkeepers this evening. Certainly making a name for himself on the other side of the pitch.
That's quite good because, I mean, it means that he's a versatile player. When a coach can have a player who's in the goalpost as a specialist and still coming out and be able to maneuver himself and a great threat as an attacking player, that's quite a credit to the team.
It really is. He's certainly a very solid goalkeeper himself, so very big resume on this Guardian Group team. They're hoping to live up to their own potential.
And I guess, with one of the rules in the Interbank Football League is that they allow at least 3 to 4 guest players who are not part of the institution itself, family members or otherwise. So in light of that, they are entitled to have players of any caliber joining them to play in this esteemed league.
We've certainly seen great caliber of player in this tournament as a result of that rule. Guardian Group have made a change. Not sure who he's on for, but Dean McLeod is on the pitch, the number 12. Bit of fresh legs for them. They did look a bit leggy in the first half, so we'll see what kind of effect he can have on the way that they play over the next 40 minutes. Very good clearance. Excellent football. Great control there from the number 10, and he does run on to get it. That is a Johnny McIntyre. Makes sport of his defense. It's a good cross. Poon. Oof. May have been better serve. Trying to control that one. Does have the stature to take it on his chest. He has been trying that acrobatic scissor kick. Hoping to score one this evening. If he does, it may be the spark that Guardian Group needs.
And again, we're seeing the consistency of the defense there for Central Bank football. The Central Bank actually closing down the attacking third and the last third for the Guardian, doing quite good to protect their 3-1 lead at this time into the second half. Again, certainly Guardian will have to do something slightly different to what they did in the first half if they're going to actually get anything, an semblance of a goal to bring something back and more pressure on Central Bank.
They can be sharper. There's probably some reason that they aren't as sharp as they were in previous games. Of course, there are a couple events this weekend, so the propensity for Trinidadian footballers to enjoy a good time in their spare time. May not be at fault, but floating that high there.
I think just around this time now, with the 5th round, it will be teams trying to certainly affirm themselves in a position that puts them in good stead to actually be a threat to win the league.
Great cross though. Oof. That is the man who is on a hat-trick, Adrian Millett, just unable to get it out of his feet. We were speaking about the conditions underfoot in the first half. It's bound to get a bit more difficult for these players. They'll have to adjust their brains a bit, not take anything for granted. Have to be sure with their touches. A bit of uncertainty there. It does come to Central Bank, and as we speak about that, there's still a bit more. This is Poon just escaping. It was a whistle from the referee. Goes the other direction. Seemed to be a handball from Poon as he just got past his defender.
It seemed as though also too that Guardians played a quick counter-attack on Central Bank, but they have been up to the task thus far, holding them with a 3-1 lead into the second half.
They may need to adjust the way that they play. This is a great ball to Millet though. Just lacking the direction. Certainly looks like he's up for another or even a couple more in this match. This is a good link up with Ransom. That ball from Nathan Patterson is just a bit too long.
I think Nathan actually took his eyes off the ball there when he attempted to pass that ball up front for his colleague, and it went aimlessly over the goal line there for a goal kick for Guardian.
Yeah, that was Raphael Critchlow just expecting that ball from Patterson, who is usually very consummate with his technique. One of the smoother players in this Guardian Group team. Did campaign for UTT on this very ground. This was his home pitch for a while. He was a student at the institution. This is McIntyre just deciding that he's faster than everybody around him. This is a good one-time ball from Patterson. We did speak about it. This is Critchlow. Just unable to get that across the goal in time. And that ball just unable to sneak through there from Darren Castillo. Good crossfield ball. This one is going to loop inside. It's a good opportunity for Guardian Group. Ball across. Poon! That is the goal! Not the spectacular one he was looking for, but great strike from him. That is Guardian Group back in this one.
Yes, and with that, he has been tormenting the Central Bank defense for the entire first half, and certainly we're not surprised at this point in time that he has been able to at least bring one back for his team. And with that, I think he will gain his confidence will be on a high, and he will maybe try to do like Millet and try to get his brace, if not a hat trick.
It wasn't lacking for confidence before that, but this one will certainly send it sky high. Now Central Bank have to be feeling the pressure. Pendulum just swinging in the other direction. Team in black in the ascendancy. Here they come again. Staunch defending still from Central Bank. Tying them up. Johnny McIntyre just looking for an opportunity to get past his man. And get the ball off of him. It's some strong arm football on the far side there.
And this, well, thanks to the title sponsor and KFC, Prestige Holding, Interbank Football League, they're literally sitting on a treasure here because the quality of football consistently over the years is a very high standard.
It is, and continues to improve year by year. This ball is across from McIntyre. This is Patterson on the far post. Crosses it back in. Volley. Woof. There's McIntyre just coming back across, just unable to get enough purchase on that.
It's quite interesting now the pressure is increasing now with Guardian on Central Bank. Very silly foul being committed there. Referee Atiba Phillips just about 10 meters away, seeing that one and correctly calling it.
Che Alfred was not pleased with the amount of attention he was getting there. Screamed to the referee. Did get his way, but it's all part of the game, especially in a game as hotly contested as this one.
And interestingly enough, no yellow cards as yet, or red cards, so it augurs well that the players should continue to play the quality of football and play it with that level of sportsmanship and fair play, as competitive as it is.
Well, what's your view on yellow cards and the distribution of yellow cards? Have you seen a yellow card tackle in this match, and do you think certain referees tend to be a little more lenient?
I haven't seen anything deserving of a yellow card as yet, as we always try to ensure or encourage and engage the referees that whatever is deserving by the players, they ought to get it based on whatever happened, whether it's the first second of the match or the last second of the match. And but it's all about consistency with the interpretation and the application of the 17 laws of the game.
17 golden rules. What is your estimation so far of the referee's performance in this match?
I think he is trying to keep control of it. He needs to be a little, to get himself at a better position. The angle is critical. We use a mnemonic called SEE. As a matter of fact, with that being safety, enjoyment, and equality. All right. At this point in time, the enjoyment is there, the quality is there, but he'll have to
almost an equalizer.
One, yeah. But we have some very crunching tackles. He has to be on top of it to protect the safety of the players. And also we have the ABC approach, which means for him to be able to see, he has to be the A for angle, the best angle when challenging for the ball, B for ball, and C for close enough to bring credibility to the decision. If not, it could bring the game into disrepute. So he has to remember angle, ball, and close enough to be credible with his decision.
Great insight there coming in from my co-commentator, Mr. Maria Gonzalez. Man who does know his way around the football pitch. Has to. Had a very storied career in local football. Continuing it here in the Interbank Football League, the KFC Interbank Football League. Just a reminder of the score, it's 3-2 this point of the match.
And from the amount of pressure that Guardian is placing on Central Bank, they are back literally against the wall now, as another corner is going to be taken on that eastern side. Getting it out. Still under pressure. And there's a counter-attack. It's going to be a dangerous one here.
Millet is onside. It looked to be a handball, and we heard the shouts. They're going to be watching him very closely. Several referees on the far side.
Certainly from the cries of the spectators, we know that there's quite a good support there for Guardian.
Ball in from Patterson. Good looking. It's right back to him. Great control, instant control. He's going to look like he was going to have a shot. Just chooses Ransom instead. Ransom is keeping that ball hostage in the midfield.
Again, they seem to be dominating and having more of the possession from the first half into the second half. And this does not warrant well for Central Bank, because you could only be threatening if you have possession of the ball. And this is dangerous.
Yeah, and they've just a bit of gamesmanship. He's already been beaten once. I don't think he wants to tease him. Poon Lewis will certainly take that very personally. This is Ransom. The ball into Poon Lewis. Back to Ransom. Great tackle, good sight from the centre back for Central Bank. It's taken here on the far side. It's going to be crossed in. That is Brandon Brown's cross. Good header. Millet got up. It's back with Brown, looking for Millet. Looking for a handball. And now you hear the Central Bank supporters
appealing vociferously and hesitating and eventually giving a penalty. This is really could be considered controversial.
Yeah, a bit of consultation there.
By the delay, and I think assistant referee number 1, Anel Joseph, and Atiba, with that impact there, and with that play, certainly the assistance was needed. But again, we speak about the angle, getting in the best angle to be able to see if a foul was committed on infringement, so that it could avoided this unnecessary discourse.
54th minute. There's a hotly disputed penalty call. The referee doesn't seem to be budging. Did check the assistant. Guardian group refusing to leave the area. A couple heads shaking. Certainly it will shake some more if this hat-trick, it looks like...
Still seem to be in. What's happening out there?
Yeah, Millet
has the ball in his hand.
Millet is going to spot the ball. Yeah. Guardian group is refusing to move.
Interesting thing is about is that if a referee certainly makes his mind up in making a decision, no matter how much you appeal, he's not going to change it.
I don't think the appeal is happening. I think Jadel Poon Lewis is trying to put on the gloves to put his team on his back. He's scored. He's now looking to get back in goal. Does save the occasional penalty. Seems to have had his bright idea refused by the referee.
The referee seems to be moving across to the assistant referee, Anil Joseph. I don't know what the deliberation is about, since the decision has already been made. Took some time, maybe just about 5 seconds before making a decision, and it's decisions like that, as you asked earlier on, you don't want to delay in making a decision with penalty area incidents, and this is one occurring allegedly inside of the PA. You want to be very assertive, decisive, so it brings more credibility to one's decision on it.
Certainly, but as it settles down eventually, it's going to be Millet versus Theophilus to regain the 2-goal cushion that Central Bank established in the first half. Courtesy Millet. It's on his hat trick, of course. That is the hat trick goal.
What a beautiful.
That is 4-2 to Central Bank. They lead.
What a beautiful goal it was. Well placed into the far corner. Very difficult for the goalkeeper there to have any chance, and hit it with good amount of power and venom.
56 minutes.
So it's not every day and in every match within the Interbank, the KFC Interbank Football League, you got a player scoring his hat-trick. So credit to Millet with getting his hat-trick here in the 5th round of the Interbank Football League, sponsored by KFC, their 50th anniversary. Then we are hoping now that the decisions are a little more decisive, but at least Guardian was able to take it credibly. They continue putting more pressure on Central Bank. Another shot taken.
Passed in. Oh, it's going to be passed in. Well done from Johnny McIntyre.
What's happening
Defense
here?
didn't deal with it. McIntyre's technique was sublime. He just rolled it in.
This is amazing.
That is 4-3, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a Classico for you. Got here late, but of course, it's well worth the wait. 57th minute.
And still we have a lot of time within this match. Oh, it's a 40-half match, 80 minutes in total. And it could be anybody's game, even though at this point in time Central Bank leading 4-3 to that of Guardian. And this is what makes the league what it is. How highly competitive it is, entertaining and very, very interesting, because it's a do or die effort now. And you have the entire stands, all referees in their own, and assistant referees also. But that's a game of football.
Yeah, great fitness levels being shown by Jadel Poon-Lewis to just track back there from, he was playing centre forward a short minute ago. Came back to deliver that tackle. Referee saw nothing wrong with it and was back in the midfield to collect the ball and win a free kick. He's all over the place. Give him a chance, he'll do everybody's job on this match. It's the type of effort they need, Guardian Group, if they are to overturn this. Well, it's now a 1-goal advantage by Central Bank. They improved it to 2 only a minute ago and right back in it.
And there's a player from Guardian is on the ground. Actually, Central Bank. And what is his position? Could be maybe, hope it's not timed.
It's going to trot off there. That is Kasim Clark, the scorer of the equalizer in the 18th minute for Central Bank. Got them on their way.
Let's hope it's not any serious injury, because the ground is quite heavy. And any awkward or unorthodox movement, you can strain a muscle or two. You can do without that. You certainly want to be playing for the entire season and not to be bogged down by an injury. But that's what you have substitutes for. So somebody's going to get an opportunity now to come on in this very interesting encounter, of which Central Bank leads Guardian Life 4-3.
Immediately into the thick of things is number 21 for Guardian Group.
A very good glancing header there, just moving just about 3 meters off the goal line from the goal upright. And the referee will have to be mindful, your match officials, that is, not only the referee, if there is any time wasting strategy to be employed by the Central Bank, trying to run down the clock a bit. You know there is going to be extra time, or added on time, I should say, if it is necessary. But again, Central Bank.
Ball from McIntyre. Ooh, a shot. People didn't know much about it.
What a shot, fantastic power. Hitting the goalpost, negotiating back into play. Again, you've seen the domineering figure of a lot of players there from Guardian, and that could have been easily the equalizer there to bring it at 4, but it's not what it is. It's a goal kick now.
So Hiron Batiste was the substitute that replaced Kasim Clark. Number 21 will play. Looks to be in central midfield in the defensive position. So we hear the views of everyone on the bench.
And I suspect every single goal and every single point is going to be crucial in this league as we're reaching into just around the middle of the league with 9 rounds in total, 10 teams in competition. Just thereafter is going to have a knockout. Good aggressive football there being played by Guardian. Trying to get upfield. Getting his referee blowing a whistle. Foul occurring on that far side just in front of the assistant referee. Didn't see a flag from him, but certainly the referee saw it fit unnecessary, crediting the fact that a foul was committed.
To be an offside, the player was just coming in from the forward position. Very quick flag raised and dropped on the far side. Oh, good fight. Good skill there, showing his defender a clean pair of heels. All is up to the hat-trick hero, Adrian Millett. He wasn't able to hold on to it. This is great energy.
The nature of the ground, slipping and sliding here and there.
Ooh, this shot is just going to fizz into goal. It's going to be easily collected. Not too convincing on the clearance. Did. It's Patterson just reorganizing. This ball is short. Taken in midfield, that's well taken. Oh, this is a nice little turn there from Brown. He's rewarded with a bit of contact there.
And again, we're going to have a free kick. They're going to be taken just about maybe 15 meters outside on the western side. Referee Atiba Philip just indicating precisely where the shot is going, or free kick is going to be taken. Floating nicely into the box. Dangerous here. Oh, Millet just stretching awkwardly, not getting control of it, and smartly taken out of play there for a corner kick for Central Bank. It's going to be anybody's now with depending on what kind of corner is going to be taken now. They are shuffling around themselves in the penalty area. Leading this one just about maybe midway into the second half. 4-3, 7 goals. From the beginning we wouldn't wonder that 7 goals would have been scored in this match. The first one, just 3 goals. Scotiabank defeating First Citizen, 2-1. Corner taken nicely. Oh, it's a goal! My word! What a cheeky header it is. Getting it into the near post. Slipping in there nicely. Scored by. Going to get a goal scorer very soon, but they carry this one now to 5-3.
Those are the
Central Bank.
10, that is Che Alfred. Look to be with the flick on in the 64th.
This is
feathered that one in, really.
It's very interesting because he literally took something from nothing and made it into something.
5-3 is the score. Central Bank last week suffered an 8-1 defeat. This is an 8-goal thriller. They're on top, very much so. Guardian Group chasing this match. Much to their surprise, it has to be said.
And they received 8 goals. They now have 5 goals. Is it that they're looking to score 8 goals on Guardian Life?
It will do wonders for their goal difference if they are able to pull it off. This one is saved and Patterson is going to skew it. Soon to touch. Central Bank players being encouraged to take their time.
I guess
And rightly so.
With no ball attendance.
Jacques Poon-Lewis is a pro though. He knows exactly what is going on.
Another substitution.
Make sure that they lack for
This
nothing.
is for Central Bank. Or Guardian Life actually.
Guardian Life substitute. Word on that shortly.
Moving up the left flank, getting it sweetly into the penalty area. Millet gets on to it. Oh, claim for a handball. Referee looking at it this time. And without hesitating as he did earlier on, correctly, from what we would have seen here, given this one, it's quite interesting. What is going to happen now? They are already 5 goals they have scored. Is this one going to be the 6th?
You would have asked for him to be more decisive, and he did oblige. Everybody clears the area. It's going to be Millet's penalty. Chance to put himself higher up in the Golden Boot stakes.
I guess you don't even need VAR for this one.
Certainly not. This is Adrian Millet, already on a hat-trick, looking for a beaver.
Let's see if he'll go in the same direction or change it.
Such is the confidence. There are few players around him from Central Bank.
He went into the
And rightly so.
far corner on the other side. And actually the goalkeeper,
Looks to be a
referee,
looks to be a retake.
Retaken. Oh, what's happening there? Goal is given. Something is happening out there. There seems to be an infringement by Central Bank, possibly encroachment.
Confusion abounds.
Yes. And the goal disallowed. And so then it still remains with Central Bank leading Guardian 4 goals to 3.
Can you advise, is that the proper procedure for an encroachment on a penalty?
Well, actually, that is quite interesting because if there's an encroachment by both players from either team, then you have the kick is retaken. If there's an encroachment and the goal is scored by the defending team, the goal stands. If there's an encroachment by the attacking team and the goal is scored, an indirect free kick is given. All right?
This is Millet here just breaking down the finer points of the game to the referee. A very strong conversation is occurring in the midfield. And this is what we spoke about, the decisiveness that is needed from the referees. So it can descend into chaos. Protestations are bound. This team in blue and black. They do have a healthy lead, but they don't want to let it slip.
The only unfortunate thing is that after decision has been made by the match official, as long as the game has been resumed, you can't change your decision. Any decision that has to be changed must be done before the restart. Error or no error, except if it's a drastic and definite and complete error being made. And that's why I guess we have the VAR, but that in itself is such a very, very expensive affair. I don't know when we will be able to have on this side of the world, although we're going to have the World Cup in 2026 in CONCACAF region. And right now, presently, there are referees who are VAR specialists from Canada, from Mexico, USA, and right now Costa Rica and Guatemala, 2 of the other countries that are engaging their referees to become VAR officials.
Certainly make overtures to our title sponsor for some VAR facilities in the future.
And actually,
Maybe for their 60th anniversary. But here comes Central Bank. Tackle is a bit scrappy, it's well hurdled. Well won. This is going to be Nathan Patterson. He's trying to slip that one into the space, isn't able to work his magic. Does do well on the defensive end though. He is a right back. 74. 74. Back again here at the UTT ground in O'Mera, campus of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, for this KFC Interbank Football League. Apologies for course on live TV. Bear with us, bringing to you, of course, a very good product.
Slim margin, lead now, marginal lead by Central Bank against Guardian Life.
Slim lead, of course, held by Central Bank as we look at the final minutes in this match. We're in the 78th minute. This is Johnny McIntyre just turning. Good vision to find the runner. All hands to the pump for CBTT. Excellent tackle, yeah.
A real timely challenge there. Good challenge, good tackle. Otherwise, it could very well have materialized into a cross into the penalty, which is quite dangerous.
Ball is in from Patterson. Slip doesn't bring anything to fruition. This Guardian group still being patient. They do have to find a goal if they have to get anything out of this. Scrambling. It's McIntyre having a shot. Still has the ball. Tries to get it across goal. It's going to be fell upon by, that is Theophilus. It's Theophilus' opposite number, and his service from the dump out was just bemoaned by Millet.
Central Bank leading Guardian Life 5-4.
Just saw that earlier save from the keeper. That is Theophilus.
I think at this point in time too, the Central Bank is looking to see if they can maybe just lock up office, throw the keys away, just close that padlock. But they're under tremendous pressure from Guardian Life. Any mistake in the back there can cause them dearly.
You can see how desperately they're defending as Patterson continues to swing these balls off the right side. Always bending out. Well dealt with once again. Very dedicated defending there from the substitute. Continue to press for this equalizer. It is 5-4 in the final minute. Is there going to be a blockbuster finish to this one? He has to recover. This is Patterson. Does well to just lose his man. He's going to charge down the line. This could be their last. They just double teamed him. No, tricky he can be. This is Millette. Entire four Guardian group. Ball central is going to be switched across. Forward. There was an infringement spotted earlier. The referee did play the advantage. It's going to be a second bite of the cherry for Guardian group.
And actually, let's see what's going to happen here now. This is an opportunity for Guardian to pull it back and get that equalizer, carried 5-all from the half line, floating nicely and dangerously into the penalty area, but well headed out there. Still under pressure. That Central Bank for the entire match. Very good attacking in the last third. They're coming across safely into the dangerously into the box, but they're really just getting it out at all costs. That's Central Bank. They're under tremendous pressure from the Guardian group.
That was Millette getting down there. He's certainly has to be knackered. He wasn't the most mobile to begin with, but he has given his pound of flesh to this Central Bank cause. Has them slimly leading as Patterson approaches. This crosses. Eludes everyone. It's going to be a corner. Thankfully, the defender probably didn't know where he was in the moment, but we're grateful to see that one just go into grass and not the goal.
And certainly the spectators are getting this free of charge, not a cent. Courtesy KFC sponsoring this league. What excitement. What can we get? 2-1 Scotiabank defeating First Citizen in the first match, and then this one, 9 goals already scored. What a match it is.
Deep into extra time. Here's the corner from Guardian. It's repelled, and that is the match, ladies and gentlemen. 9 goals here in O'Mera. It's been a classic. Great football on show. Best in show, of course, was Adrian Millette. Hat-trick hero. Should have been 4. Especially if you're in a Guardian shirt, you may be thinking that it should be 4 for him. No matter, they still win this match. Central Bank recovering from that 8-1 defeat to MIC last weekend in the best way possible.
And certainly, and it's a remarkable victory for them because it puts them higher up on the table. And beating Guardian Life, who was 4th on the table at the start of this match, they being 8 is going to really turn things around for them. And it augurs well for the continuation of the remaining other rounds, 9 rounds in total in the league, for all the teams now, because it means that the gate has opened up and there are a number of other teams now that has a good chance of winning this 2023 KFC Interbank Football League season.
Very quickly, which of these teams do you think can press on, given on evidence from today? How do you feel about their performances and their ability to go on to the top of the league eventually?
I feel both of the teams actually, with credit to both of them, they played quality football, and actually Guardian had more possession, and they did not capitalize on the last third, and they found themselves back every single time in the game. And at the very end, as we had said earlier on, it was Central Bank ensuring that they took advantage of the opportunities that they had. But After this match, it seems as though that if Central Bank continues the way they are performing, taking the chances up front, very strong in the midfield, but in particular in the defense, goalkeeper and the defense, I think that they can go a far way. But Guardian Life certainly cannot be written off at this point in time. They have a lot to offer still.
Great game, great season, great football. Everything is great on this Sunday evening. It's always been a pleasure bringing football to you from anywhere that we do in Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Joe Van Ravello. It's a reminder of the final score in this match at the end of 80 minutes. It's Central Bank 5, Guardian Group 4. I want to thank you very much for joining us. On behalf of Maria Gonzalez and all the members of crew, good night. See you next week.
Sports Stream TT. Never want to miss a moment of your child's sporting development? Sports Stream TT is an innovative sporting recording company which is in the eyes and ears of the parents, coaches, and sporting clubs. Contact us at 292-5357. Email sportsstreamtt@gmail.com or check us out on Instagram, Sports Stream TT. We can customize a package for you.